think there's a lot you can learn from the masters. Scorsese, Spielberg, Kubrick. I mean, that's what this channel is about, learning from the experts. But if you're just starting your journey into filmmaking, I don't think you should draw inspiration from the titans of Hollywood. I think you should be watching hundreds of Beavers. Hi, my name is Tim, I write for television, and you will never know if I'm wearing pants while I film these videos. Today I want to talk about the art of the no-budget film, because I think there's a lot we can learn from people who tell stories without any fancy toys or big-name actors. I think they teach us how we can make movies without having to go through the studio system, and I think they teach us how to make movies that are exciting and tense and jaw-dropping without any need for a big budget. So let's talk about how indie filmmakers manage to be successful with no budget. Rule number 1, using your resources. If you want to make a no-budget movie, the first thing you should do is take stock of the resources available to you. What talent and materials can you use to make your movie? Hundreds of Beavers is a 2024 no-budget slapstick comedy created by Mike Cheslick and Ryan Tooze. The film follows a down-on-his-luck trapper in the 1800s trying to collect beaver pelts so he can marry a trader's daughter. The movie is essentially live-action Looney Tunes. It's clear the filmmakers had at their disposal the wilderness of Wisconsin, good After Effects skills, and 2 beaver costumes. Oh, and a willingness to get hurt. But sometimes a willingness to get hurt is all you need to get a laugh. I want to focus a little on the wilderness aspect. The filmmakers shot the whole film in the winter in Wisconsin and a little in Michigan, and they take advantage of a very particular aspect of shooting scenes in the snow, which is plates. So when you're doing After Effects in a movie, there's this important thing called plates, which is essentially where you shoot the scene without anyone in it on its own. That's the plate. Then you shoot the actors on green screen and then you add them in later on. Now there's a real advantage to shooting in a big, empty, white expanse, which is that the plate is really clean, so it's really easy to add actors into it. Coherence is a 2013 no-budget sci-fi film written and directed by James Ward Burkett. The film tells the story of a house party during a supernatural event, which leads to multiple copies of this house party appearing on the street. It's clear what resources Burkett was working with. Actors. He had in his circle of friends a group of talented performers, and so he built the movie around their performances. The film takes place in a single house and the street around it. The movie has no effects. The story is told entirely through dialogue between the ensemble cast. The story of alternate realities is used to advance a bunch of character arcs, and it's clear the actors had a lot of say in how their characters would develop. Primer is a 2004 sci-fi film directed by Shane Carruth. Carruth did not know a lot of actors, but he did know a lot of engineers. Shane was working as an engineer in Texas when he decided to write a film about time travel, using his understanding of engineering to give the film a sense of verisimilitude. Everything from the science and technology, to the business dealings, to the way the characters talk, comes from Shane's experience in the engineering world. Shane perfectly leverages everything he knows to make the film feel unique. And while there are no standout performances like in Coherence, the actors still feel natural because the dialogue is so detailed and precise. Rule number 2, leveraging your constraints. Constraints are often a powerful tool for maximizing creativity. Strict rules force you to think outside the box and approach a story from a new direction. Because Coherence has only an ensemble and a single location to work with, it tells a story that perfectly fits the scenario, a story of paranoia and distrust. And since the story includes doppelgangers, there's a running theme of self-hatred as well. These story elements are clearly built from the constraints of the budget. Hundreds of Beavers goes in the complete other direction. The filmmakers create scenarios as if they have no budgetary restrictions at all, and then they delight in creating low-budget solutions. Interestingly enough, they also set themselves a fascinating constraint of no dialogue. This forces the filmmakers to focus on what they do best, slapstick, and also avoids any opportunity for bad acting to bring down the movie. Primer is a deeply obtuse film. It consistently avoids moments that would have to be included in a more conventional film. Shane Carruth understood his limits as a filmmaker, focusing on the eerie build-up and avoiding any difficult set pieces. He even wrote an in-world explanation for his flat, affectless performance. Rule number 3, Lean into the no-budget aesthetic. What makes Primer such a unique movie is how the actual science of time travel is explored in such detail. And a lot of that has to do with the limited budget. Shane Carruth didn't have the budget to make a big flashy time machine with a bunch of effects, so instead, it's just a box. I mean, that's it, it's just a box. You go in it, and you go back in time. This may seem like it would limit immersion, but it has the exact opposite effect, because nothing in the film seems fantastical. You can really imagine something like this happening to you. The main characters aren't super geniuses who work for giant corporations. They are regular guys, just like you and me. This makes the movie so easy to relate to. On top of that, they don't talk like they're in a movie. They talk like engineers. They don't dumb down their language. They don't get into dramatic fights. They mumble about coolant and argue about groceries. Everything is designed to create a feeling that you are in an unfamiliar setting, but a real one. One of the joys of Coherence is how claustrophobic it feels. As the characters begin to distrust each other, you start to notice how small the house is, how close the walls are, how trapped they are. Strange and terrifying things are happening outside the house, but no one is looking. Coherence also takes advantage of darkness. Instead of creating an elaborate special effect to sell the duplicate houses, the film only shows the shadows, the engulfing darkness. It forces the audience to squint at the screen and wonder what secrets might be hiding in the void. As I mentioned before, the trick of Hundreds of Beavers is how they revel in their low-budget attempts at creating huge set pieces. Everything from huge brawls to spaceship launches. The whole movie feels childlike in its expansive imagination and charmingly shoestring execution. The endless snowy background creates this really clean, cartoonish look, allowing the filmmakers to construct elaborate set pieces without becoming visually cluttered. The film feels like playing with toys. I'm pretty pessimistic about the state of modern media. Massive monopolies have created a barren entertainment landscape filled with stale four-quadrant movies. Accountants and algorithms decide what movies should get made. Directors are rewarded more for their compliance than for their skills. Movies that lose money are somehow more profitable. The purpose of TV used to be getting viewers, and now it's securities fraud. The big streaming companies create buzzy TV shows to help float their stock price despite the fact that they're always losing money. Which is why I think we should be making our own movies in our own way, far from the burning gaze of Disney. So watch Coherence, watch Primer, watch Hundreds of Beavers, and then go make your own Coherence, make your own Hundreds of Beavers. Make your own art without permission, and you will make the world a better place. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey, while we're talking about no-budget movies, me and my friends made some low-budget films a little while ago, and you can watch them all right now. They're all on YouTube. Here are the links.